Hey, Gypsy girl. This is. I'm just going to jump on here for a few minutes, and been a long day, been a tiresome day. Uh, been okay if the rain hadn't hit us a couple times, but this week's been pretty busy. I've been getting ready for the 127 uh, yard sale. Actually, the name of it's the quarter sale. Been getting ready for that. Set up yesterday. Done okay. Had a actually a real good day today. Met a lot of people. Uh, sold sold quite a bit of stuff. Seems like this year people are after the more smaller items than the bigger items, which that's fine too. But usually Saturday is the biggest day, the best day. So if the rain will stay away, till people can get out, and some people even shops in the rain, but a lot of people we try to cover our merchandise and everything up. So some stuff don't hurt to get wet. Some stuff can't get wet. But anyway, I just want to jump on here and see how everybody was doing. I didn't get a chance to get on last weekend. But anyway, I just want to get on here, mate, and say hello to everyone. And maybe the weather will cooperate more tomorrow and part of the day Sunday for us. Just hope so. I'm not too tired, Gypsy. I got a good night's rest last night. And one good thing about it is I'm not set up too far from home, so I've got about a 5 or 6 minute drive. So when I get done there, I can get home pretty quick and get something to eat and just kick back the rest of the day. So that works out okay. She did sell some earrings yesterday. Uh, she made some more, and I had a lot of interest in them today. But she sold her rattle that she made. They was a couple from up north come by and grabbed it pretty much first thing this morning. And I sold a bobcat rug today that I had. I sold it. It went to London, Kentucky, is where the folks was from bought it, and sold a lot of small stuff. Sold a lot of coyote tail uh, with a just a ring in them to hang up. Some people hangs them on their rear mirror in their car, and some people just likes to just say they just hang them up and look at them. So yes, London, Kentucky is where the Bobcat rug went to. They was a couple in a U-Haul got it, and said it was the most prettiest thing they'd seen. They couldn't leave without it, so I folded it up nice and neat, and they took it and said they was going to place it where it wouldn't get damaged on the way back. So they was going on south, so uh, they was a younger couple, uh, very nice folks. And I'm not sure where the rattle went to. It went, I think, up north to that guy. Hit Mail went to northern Kentucky. I believe that's where he said northern Kentucky, southern Ohio, or somewhere up in there. It went up north also. So, but overall, a good day. I believe if the rain hadn't hit us, we'd have probably done a little bit better. But that's just uh, that's just something you got to deal with in this August pop up thunder showers. So some went around. So, I mean, on both sides of us, and a couple of times we got a little rain, so nothing too bad. But yeah, the last one this evening about 6 o'clock, it come a pretty good thunderstorm and a lot of lightning and stuff like that. So uh, she had to come and get me in that. I didn't want to. I've got the other vehicle up there, but I've got everything in it. Didn't have nowhere to get out of the thunder and lightning, so she came and got me this evening. But we made it all. We made it all day till about probably around about 1 o'clock. The first little shower come through didn't last long. By the time everybody got everything covered up, why, sun come back out, and then along about 6 o'clock this evening, why he come back through again. So we had to. That's when she come and got me. But yeah, I can't complain. She's a good one. I don't know about the sweet part sometimes, but yeah, she's pretty good to me. She didn't want me to stand up there and get wet or get lightning struck, so I guess she uh, cures quite a bit for me. But every one of these that I've set up in, normally like Saturday's the best day, more people out, stuff like that. So uh, no music killing, I didn't see that. Of course, I haven't been around any TV today either. So uh, actually, the first round of storms come through, there was a lightning had struck a house out in the southern end of the county that we're set up in, and from what I understand, it was pretty much a total loss. They had like 4 fire units from different areas there trying to get it put out. But also, about the same time, what hurt the sale too, they had a real bad accident uh, out in the southern part of the county that blocked the main route of the 127 sale, so nobody could come south, and the road stayed blocked for about 2 hours while they done their accident reconstruction and all that stuff. So that put a hurting on everybody north. It died for about 2 hours while that was going on, and once the road got opened back up, it got busy again this evening till the rain shut us down again. Hey Denise, good to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Liz said that you had been a little bit under the weather, but hopefully uh, you're get well here soon and get back up and going. That is good, niece. I'm glad that you are getting better. Music, that's one thing that I have learned, in the last 2 days and setting up around these yard sales and stuff. Of course, you see people anywhere from. I've talked to people from Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Arizona, Kentucky, Indiana, Virginia, all them places. And the thing about it is you know, the younger generation don't have a clue about some of the stuff that is going on. I mean, it's, and I talked to some older people today about it, and they're as shocked as I am, and I'm not old as a lot of these people up in their 60s and 70s and and 80s and stuff like that that comes by and buys buys stuff off of us. And I even had a guy today from down around Cookville, Tennessee. He come by and bought a nice beaver pelt that I had finished up just over the weekend there, and he was talking about how nice and soft it was and all that. And he is into the Boy Scouts real big, and he's talking about maybe making a beaver skinned hat to wear with the Boy Scouts. And I told him, I said, that right there will be a great learning experience for a younger person. And he got my business card and everything, and said that he was really interested in maybe getting some more stuff off of me sometime or seeing what I had. And that way, I told him just anytime he wanted to call me or leave me a voicemail, or and if I had anything he could use, well, I'd be glad to help him out with it. But yeah, survival skills on a video game, that does not teach a whole lot of. I don't have anything against people playing video games. I mean, I work with some people, older people that does it for pastime, but I think the younger generation and the younger people need some more survival skills, because a lot of them wouldn't know how to survive right now if they didn't have. I mean, it would be it's a sad, sad thing for the younger generation. Music, that's great. Uh, you're several years younger than I am, but I mean, at least you know how to survive, so that's the most important thing. It's like I was talking to some people today, and about trapping and stuff like that. I said, if I can't get out of the grocery store, I can. It might not be what I want to catch to eat, but I catch a lot of animals that people eat every day back in the you know younger years. Uh, my grandpa, grandma, and stuff like that. They survived out of the woods. So, but if some people had to go back doing that, they would be in a bad, they would be in a sad, sad state, because they don't have a clue. And probably one of the most interesting young person that I talked to yesterday was a little Amish boy from Kentucky, and he's probably somewhere around, I'm gonna say, between 12 and 14 year old, just by guessing and talking to him. And he know, I mean, he that's what he said. He said there's no such a thing as me starving. He said I'll go out in the woods and catch me something. He said my daddy is teaching every one of us how to trap, how to live off the land. And it really amazed me by how much him, just a younger kid, knowed about the trapping and stuff like that. I mean, he asked me what kind of traps I used, and we talked there for several minutes, and everybody else left that was with him, and they was standing over there waiting on him, and he was like still standing there talking. He finally said, "Well, sir," he said, "it's good talking to you." He said, thanks for sharing your stories," and he said, "I hope maybe we can talk again sometime." And I said, "Well, maybe if you come back on one of these sales here, why, uh, we can talk again." And yeah, I grew up on rabbit and squirrel and deer and stuff like that. And yeah, that's the thing about a raccoon. Uh, uh, they do turn dark when they're cooked, but uh, I can remember back when I was just a little bitty. Uh, I remember dad, or I remember dad and mama fixing one, and I can't remember much about it, but I do know remember it turned dark when they cooked it. But I can't even remember what it tastes like or anything like that. Of course, I guess if a person was couldn't get nothing else, well, it'd probably be probably keep a feller's tummy from getting too empty for a few days. But yes, music, the younger generation, I mean, they just it's really sad. They think that you can go down here to a fast food restaurant and get you something to eat and stuff like that, but they may be a day coming here some of these days. Might be sooner than we all think that may be a thing of the past. But they need to be teaching more survival skills in school, and the younger people needs to get into some maybe some kind of a Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts or something like that, where they can actually be taught how to survive out in the woods. But that's just part of part of the generations that just don't have a clue. The homeless problem right in the area where we are, it's not too bad. I mean, every now and again we'll see somebody, it's maybe homeless or something like that. But now, a few cities away, uh, probably I'm gonna say an hour away, 45 minutes or an hour drive from the little small town we in. Yes, it is becoming a problem. Uh, I was talking to some people today, and they said some of the cities are just getting outrageous of the people that's stretching tents on the street and don't have nowhere to go and all that. So it's becoming more of a problem. But we live in a sort of a rural area. It's just a small city, and I think the little town we live in, if I'm not mistaken, has just got four red lights. So it's not very big, and but it's pretty. We're pretty laid back here. I'm not going to talk about all that stuff. I did see a few people out today in public wearing a lot of different political stuff, but I didn't strike up no conversation, so I just let that slide. One thing that I did sell some today of that more than normal is uh, I did sell quite a few of the skulls that I had got ready over the past weekend, and they was a pretty hot item today. Which last year I really didn't do any good with those, but this year I had uh, a guy from a guy up in Kentucky. He didn't say what part he was from, but he said he had to have some of them. So I had a couple of different people come by and pick some up. But so sold a lot of stuff to people from up in Kentucky today. That's probably talked to more of the people from there than anywhere else. So that's great. Uh, yes, Kentucky rocks, I guess, Gypsy, because that seems like where all my customers are from. I'm not complaining. That's great, Denise. That sounds like he was a good. Sound like he didn't let anybody go hungry if, with the squirrels in the tree. My grandpa was real good with slingshot, but that's something I never could use. I always wanted to. I'd, I'd try to shoot at something, and I'd have my finger stuck up there and hit my finger with whatever I was shooting with. So I never did want to. After that, a couple of times, I threw the slingshots down and quit fooling with that. But yeah, I'm not too good at throwing either. Gypsy, if I was, I would. I'd probably be doing something besides what I am now. But I'd throw my arm out. I couldn't throw. I probably couldn't throw anything now. Never could much. Yeah, back in their early years, like with my grandpa and stuff like that, and I can remember Dad talking about it. Usually about one gun is all pretty much was had by one household. I can remember Dad talking about that, and him and Grandpa sitting around and telling stories and stuff, and Grandma, they just didn't have a lot of about one gun's all they could afford, and they'd uh, scrap up just enough change to go buy just a few shells, or they didn't even have many of those. So they said if they shot, they had to keep they had to make it count when they did shoot at something. So I guess back then times was really hard. You know, music that's a lot of truth in what you're just saying right there. Whenever I was also taught when I was growing up that if you didn't wasn't going to take it home to eat it, don't kill it. And they are so much stuff done uh, as sports, and a lot of money's uh, made by it that don't benefit anyone. Only just somebody wanting to kill something to hang on the wall. Which I don't have. I don't have a problem with somebody killing something to hang on the wall. I really don't. I mean, that's a lot of people just hunt for the sport, but I was always try to if I want to hunt something to eat, why I do that, and then it's been time after time that I've killed more deer than I needed, and rabbits or squirrels or whatever, and I always give them to somebody that couldn't get out and hunt or was too old to get out and hunt, and I've took deer and give them to friends, neighbors, family members, and stuff like that. We had got too old to hunt, and they always appreciate it. And but I was always told that I was always taught when I was growing up not let anything go to waste. So I try to I always try to do that. Music, you're right. If a person really knowed how much food that was wasted in a day's time, uh, it would be real scary of what goes to waste for people. Uh, that's like me and my that's like me and my son was talking today. We were sitting up there talking about stuff, and he was like talking about getting ready for deer season this fall and everything like that. And but we was talking about putting some meat in the freezer, and maybe uh, if we kill something that we didn't need, maybe give it to somebody that didn't need it. So we're already. I mean, this is just August, but before you know it, hunting season will be here. So we're already talking about maybe if we get more than we need, well, we'd be happy to share it with a family member that can't hunt, or it's like Hillbilly Heart says, a a senior citizen or something like that that can't get out anymore or not able. So uh, there's always a place for it if you're not going to use it. I mean, I'm sure somebody down the road, or you got a family member or some person in need, or something like that. And I know there's a lot of times there's places that you can get stuff processed like that, and the food banks will come and pay for it to get picked up, and, and give it out to people at the food bank. So there's always a place for it. Just don't need to go to waste. Denise sounded like you was from a big family. They probably did have did take a lot to feed all those. I'm sure. Nothing wrong with having tents all over the yard. Uh, Nothing wrong with that at all. It's they our youngins, they used to want to camp out in the backyard just because they thought it was fun. I mean, it wasn't because we didn't have room in the house, but they wanted to camp out because uh, just to see what it was like. Sometimes they stayed all night. Sometimes they didn't stay all night. It just depends on what uh, sounds they heard and thought something was sneaking around and uh, creep them out. But other than that, why, uh, it was kind of funny. They'd come and run them back in the house late hours in the morning, like something's out here. We had to come back in. And the next night they'd try it again. They got to where they would do it quite stay all night, but sometimes they couldn't take it. They'd get scared, I guess, and come back in. We'd laugh at them. So, but Gypsy, yeah, we will try to get together and get a lunch or a dinner or something scheduled here for long. Actually, work's slowing down just a little bit, so hopefully I'll have a few more weekends off here coming up pretty soon. Maybe we can get together, meet halfway or something like that for a lunch or dinner. Liz had mentioned something to me about it, but that sounds like a real good plan. I never really have been a whole lot on camping. The last time I guess me and Liz camped, why they put us in a dry creek bed, and we was over next to the Smoky Mountains there. And then the first night it rained quite a bit, and the creek got up and almost got up in the dry creek bed. And the second night they was given 100% chance of rain, so we packed everything up, and everybody asked us where we was going. They said we told them that we was going to find us a hotel room somewhere. So uh, we went, and it rained all night long, and we drove back by there the next day, and we would have been underwater if we'd have stayed. So we was pretty fortunate there to get out. I'm sure some had to be woke up in the middle of the night because the water was rising. And I've heard a few of the grandmas talking about keeping the gun loaded up with buckshot. So uh, you had to watch them grandmas. They're pretty. They like that buckshot and 12 gauge shotguns. I've always been told. Yeah, we where we live, we're pretty much on a dead end road, and there's a lot of overgrown fields and some thick woods and stuff like that. And if you're outside of a night and you hear a ambulance or fire truck or cop car go by and they got the siren on, most of the time you're going to hear the neighbor's dogs are carrying on, or you're going to hear the coyotes howling and squawking and they're carrying on. And we've had people over before and just been sitting around the fire, and the coyotes start howling and carrying on. They're like, "What in the world is that? Should we need to go in or something?" It's pretty funny. We just sit here and laugh at them because I guess they don't hear that in the city, but it's pretty funny. We just sit here and laugh, and people will have some dogs and make a funny sound, and they think Bigfoot's coming or something like that, or a panther or something. It's funny when you live out in the country and people from the city and comes and visits. But yeah, we got a lot of tree frogs and stuff like that. We live close to one side of our properties in like a low area with water, and we got all the frogs chirping all night long and stuff. So there's plenty of sounds. That's pretty neat shooting snakes in the water and then waiting till shoots them and let you go on. That's a pretty good way to do it. Sound like everybody's grandma was Rambo. My grandma on my dad's side, she passed away when I was just about probably five, see, 6 year old, and I don't remember a whole lot about. I remember working in the garden and stuff like that. And remember killing a few snakes around the house with a hoe, but other than that, that's about all I remember about my one grandma. And then on my mom's side, uh, I never was around her a whole lot, and she was pretty much had a lot of health problems and wasn't out of the house a whole lot, so she wasn't too much of a Rambo. But the one on my dad's side, she was pretty. She kept that old hole filed up good and sharp and carried it around. And somebody said snake, it better hide, cause if they didn't, she'd whack it a few times with a hoe and cut it up. But yeah, I think the good old days is back when you went down to the creek and fished and swim in the creek and stuff like that. And I used to wade the creek and fish for a long period of time. I mean, we might wade a mile up and a mile down. If we come to a hole of water we couldn't wade, well, we'd get out and go around on the bank and get back in and keep it going. But I'm getting too old and clumsy now. I can't do that. I'd be down more than I'd be up, I guess. That's why I don't do that. But yeah, I do miss the days. Do miss them days back about 30 years ago. But Denise, I have heard of people like that when they get bit. Why uh, they would the place around where the wound was at would do that. Uh, I never have seen that, but I have heard of people talking about when they got bit like that about the same time that year. It would do that. Now I'm starting to get sleepy. I've sat still too long, so I'm getting sleepy now. But I heard you talk too much when I come home on from picking me up, so that's probably just now taking effect. That's what that problem is. No, I'm just kidding. But well, I'm gonna jump off of here and probably go in here and kick back and uh, rest a little bit and get up early in the morning and get everything set back up and all that. And hope to have another good day tomorrow. And maybe we can get everything set up in the morning. She can make we may try to make a YouTube video or do a little bit of video up after we get everything set up. And see what all we got put out. And I will probably do another live sometime Sunday evening after I get everything home and get packed up. And I'll have to rest a little bit before we're going back to work on Monday. So it's been good. That's fine, Gypsy. Go ahead and answer the phone. We understand. That's no problem. Uh, get everything packed up Sunday and get home, and then I'll have to get everything unpacked Monday and put back up and all that. So we will get another video in probably sometime. I will probably Sunday evening sometime, along around this time, maybe a little earlier, maybe a little later. Just depends. Uh, but anyway, uh, good talking to everyone. And any questions, you can send them to the email watersworkload@gmail.com. Any of that. And thanks for Denise putting everything up on the line. And you're great at it. So we want to thank you again for that. Hope you get continue to feel better. And we will see you all here in a couple of days. Everyone have a good evening.